Hello everyone, my fellow student and to our Georgia's teacher, Ma'am Gemma Carpio. Welcome to my simple presentation that I prepared here about the language policies and programs of the country in Cambodia. Cambodia. Multilingual education. The Constitution of the Kingdom of the Cambodia recognizes the Khmer language as official language and script, and Article 69 establishes that the state shall protect and promote the Khmer language as required. True primary importance is attributed to preserving Khmer language and culture. Cambodia's rectangular strategy species that education for all includes no discrimination based on language. And Article 67 of the Constitution declares that the states shall adopt the educational program according to the principle of modern pedagogy, including technology and modern languages. However, it should be mentioned that indigenous language opportunities in primary school have increased in recent years. Select bilingual education programs have resulted in guidelines of implementation of bilingual education programs for indigenous children in highland provinces, approved by the Minister of Education in August 2010. These guidelines outline is a set of activities designed to expand bilingual education opportunities. Based on a model developed and collated by CARE International and gradually adopted in provinces with a significant indigenous population, the primary aim of this program is not the promotion of diversity but to assist the integration of indigenous population in the Khmer education system. Instructional hours dedicated to the indigenous language and gradually reduced to 0 hours in favor of teaching in Khmer. Here are the example of image of the percentage. The abstract of Cambodia country. An enhanced practice of intervention on behalf of multilingualism is discussed in a section devoted to the mechanism and activity of language policymaking. Here are the languages of Southeast Asia at SOAS Khmer in Cambodian. Next is the Khmer Cambodian language and literature. Here are the example of Alpha Omega translations. The place of Cambodia. What is the language in Cambodia? According to Khmer, is the official language and spoken by 95% of the population. Chinese and Vietnam are also spoken. French was widely spoken until the arrival of the Pol Pot regime and is still taught in schools. English is commonly spoken in Cambodia. It's estimated that over 50% of the population are conversational in English, but travelers in rural areas may find it hard to communicate in the smaller villages. Learning a few basic Khmer words will get so far and earn you respect from the locals. What language are spoken in Cambodia? It's maybe the famous sightseeing places in the country, the culture, the tradition, people or languages which many tourists interested in. and travel to Cambodia is to mentioning Cambodia. Tourists are not only attached by the conditional cultural beauty but also impressed by these beautiful Cambodian languages. Let's come with us and explore this language together. The official Cambodian language. In Cambodia, Khmer is known as the main language spoken by Cambodian, which takes nearly 90% population of the country. The language is used in government administration, imparting education at all levels. Media. Nowadays, modern Khmer is used nationwide and is understood by the most of the country's inhabitants. The language is also influenced by Sanskrit and Pali, characterized by the vocabulary used in administration, and the effect of years of French colonial rules is evident in the language too. Another Cambodian language. Like other languages, Khmer is written from the left to right, top to bottom, and there are other no spaces between the words, and they also use very little punctuation, so it's quite confusing when you see the words in the Khmer language. There are three styles of writing: a script type, which is used in handwriting in block form, used in books and magazines and newspapers, and the last one, a rounded style, used on signs, titles of books and magazines, and placed on official document and formal invitations. Let's proceed. The spoken language. The Cambodia spoken language is not the same as Thailand and Vietnam, which has a particular tone. There are also no regional dialects, but people from the countryside do speak a little differently from the people in the cities. Here are the words in communication. How many languages is spoken in Cambodia? In fact, not only Khmer is spoken in Cambodia along with the timeline, but upon the areas in Cambodia, there are many different languages and divided into many groups. Here are a list of languages spoken in Cambodia. The first one is the French language in Cambodia. The another one is the English language in Cambodia. After French, English is also popular in Cambodia, which replaced French since 1993. When you travel to Cambodia, you can see some street signs in the country are usually bilingual, written in both the Khmer languages as well as English. Even more, some universities in Cambodia have a trend to teach their students by language. It also changes the French by English in Cambodia stamps and currency. Let's proceed to another one, the monetary languages of Cambodia. Cham is one of the monetary languages spoken in Cambodia, which around 200,000 people and spoken in some remote areas in Cambodia. Cham belongs to the Austronesian family and spoken more popular during the time of the Cham Empire. Below the image, you can see the examples of words in Cambodia Cham. That's all, everyone. My name is Angie Guelan Grino, Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, Block 106. Thank you so much, everyone, and a pleasant good day to us.